we'll go into an entire screen. I'll share my screen with you, and what we'll do is we'll come down a little bit, and I will come into the proper folder. And I apologize, I actually thought this would be a little bit smoother, but I did have all the information prepared for everybody. So as this piece comes up, and anybody again who wants any of this information, I would more than gladly share it with you. Plus, as a matter of law, any and everybody has a right to this information. So let's make it a little bit larger so there's no doubt as to what's being said. So on October 7th, this is when they sent it out, which doesn't make any sense. We're in 2022. But as you can see from these people, Michael Victor, who actually happens to be the mayor's driver, to John Darby, who's the individual for the sheriff's department who helped them. And it's about me. And listen, look at this information here. Can you check? Please check with the tenant at the below listed address to see who they pay rent to. I'm waiting for a Tico subscriber. And look at this right here. This is what they refer to me as, the sovereign. So I'm going to be interested to know what the hell that means and how would that apply to me. And as you can see, there's a Tampa Police Department corporal's his email. And now for those who don't know, I have probably been a thorn in their side for some while. I don't know why, because all I do is try to get people who took oaths to uphold the Constitution and to help the people that they supposedly serve, and just do your job. I don't care one way or the other. I know it's not an easy job, but be honorable in doing it, or just don't do it. And here we go. Coming from this guy here who's now retired. In fact, everybody associated with the case for the most part is now retired, conveniently. This guy here, Mr. Shepard, was the attorney for the Hillsborough County Property Appraiser's office. He says, Mike, we have about 5 properties that were at one point in Mr. Doss's name. Would you like to come by and look at them and we can explain them better? He says, thank you. By the way, this guy, Mr. Victor here, who's the mayor's driver, I reached out to him the moment I found out about him supposedly investigating the case. He never got back with me. Never spoke to me about anything. Anyway, here we go. Mike, and this is from the same, now this is the attorney. I want everybody to look at this very closely. I can get you a list of the other properties he held for a short time. Theoretically, I guess he would have had to own the properties on the date he made the allegation or said that. I'll check the other property deeds, although I believe many of the deeds we did not post show the property in his name, which we already know is not true because you all just saw proof of it, because we doubted he legally owned the property in spite of the deed. Now that's interesting. And I'd love to know who the hell we are that doubted that I legally own the property, despite the fact that the clerk of court can always give you all an idea, and he has to know the chain of possession for these properties. So if you lived in Hillsborough County and you may have lost your property through a foreclosure sale that may have been tied to the homeowners association or not, you may want to start looking at some of this information. Anyway, he says he'll get back in a week. The other stuff, nothing else. And then he posts to respond. And by the way, after our conversation about Mr. Doss, we searched our property records owned by Mr. Doss. The general scheme of transactions Mr. Doss is involved in is that he owns the property only for a short period of time and then transfer the property to another individual entity. I'm here to tell you right now, I never transferred the properties to anybody. They just took the properties out of my name, and we'll even go online now that I'm doing it this way, and we'll just search the property and we can find out exactly what's going on. But they just took the properties right out of my name. The one parcel we have in his name from February 29th to Annie, again, the other properties are only in his name for a short period of time. We do not have a deed transferring the property out of his name, but that is not to say that an unrecorded deed doesn't exist. Now that's going to be really interesting. And they give and by the way, he finally does say who he is. They don't say exactly how the other properties transferred out of my name. So anyway, we got that out of the way, and I just wanted everybody to see that for your own edification. So you know I'm not just up here making up a story. And from there, we can all kind of glean potentially what really happened with these properties. So again, I just wanted to do a short video, but what I will do also is let me open up the website for the Hillsborough County Property Appraiser site, and we'll just go to that and we'll look up whatever it is that supposedly I transferred out of my name. And let's share screen, Chrome tab, and a new tab. Let's go here and get to this and just go to work. Hillsborough County Property Appraiser.